The end of his distinguished career was shabby.
Putnam also says he and other cabinet members were missed. Governor Scott visits Tampa later today to promote his new state budget, which includes $77 billion.
We've had too many avoidable deaths on our roads. The crashes, perhaps in some circumstances we cannot change, but we can change putting on your seatbelt.
Well, of course, the main benefit is keeping our residents safe, making sure that they are traveling on our roadways very safe and not being distracted and not causing accidents, not being involved in accidents. We also, as I've talked when I go out and speak to the kids, is as far as their responsibilities, not only to themselves, but the poor decision that they make, how it can have an effect, a rippling effect, not only with them, but to the emergency responders. And many times, when we arrive on the scene and we see these horrific events where people have lost their lives, especially young, vibrant people, and it really takes a mental toll on our responders.
Now to the story of the family changed forever. The Mejias did something this weekend that no parent should have to do. They buried their children.
They gathered and they grieved near the intersection of 12th Street and Florida Avenue. Heartbroken bicyclists who are still in disbelief over what happened here. Dave Salavesh, a man known in the district as a longtime biking advocate, and he was doing what he loved most, riding his bike on Friday morning, when D.C. police say he was hit and killed by a man driving a stolen van and speeding through this Northeast Washington neighborhood.
Breaking news out of Prince George's County. Here's what police are telling us. There has been a terrible car crash that involves 5 students from Duval High School. This is in Lanham. Look at the pictures of the scene here from our chopper.
Ken, it's just an incredibly sad story. 27-year-old Eric Bridget leaves behind this beautiful family, and his widow tells me the family can't have closure until they find out who is responsible for this.
In 2013, my husband was walking home from work, and a vehicle struck and killed him instantly. And that day changed my life and the life of my 3 small children forever, leaving me with a 4-month-old, a 4-year-old, and a 5-year-old. And today it's still an unsolved case. And for a long time I was angry. I said, we have been through deployments, we've been through Afghanistan, Iraq, and here it is, you're walking home from work and someone took you from me. How does that happen? They took you from me. And then they didn't even stay around to see if you were okay. But yet, you fought for this country and they took you from me.
We know that in the Washington metropolitan region, over 17 million trips each and every day get people around our region.
So in the Washington region, about 400 people are killed every year in a traffic fatality. The top 3 causes of crashes are drunk driving, so people driving under the influence of drugs and alcohol, speeding and aggressive driving, and distracted driving. The number of people who are distracted either by their phones or texting or email or Instagram and Twitter is terrifying. So I think there's a need for a collective brand and a collective attention to safe driving, and driving at home is a great way to kind of encompass that change in culture.
Oftentimes people think of accidents, they think about what they see when they ride past. So what they see is they see 2 cars, maybe a stretcher out, but oftentimes when we get on the scene, it's horrific. Literally things that would make you lose sleep. But every day there's something, whether it's a fatal accident, where there's an accident where someone is injured or have minor injuries, or even with bicyclists. But the point is that wearing your seatbelt is imperative, but it can happen to anyone. So it's just not drinking and driving, it's just not texting and driving. You could be doing all the right things, but just taking things for granted, like wearing a seatbelt or wearing it properly.
I think I hear from residents in my ward and all across the city that say there are too many bikes on the road, there are too many people on the road. But what we have to remember is that we have to share the road. We have to. People driving vehicles, pedestrians, and cyclists. It has to be a team effort for all of us to be aware and cognizant that there are more cars on the road, that there are more pedestrians, and that there are more cyclists. I'm really happy that Councilmember Anderson Walker has taken the lead to drive at home, to promote safe driving habits, not only for our young people, but for middle-aged people and senior citizens. And I believe it's a regional issue, and I also believe that it's even a national issue. And so I know from her perch and my perch at the Council of Governments at the Transportation Planning Board, we'll do everything we can to have the entire region focused on it. The Driving at Home campaign will help to ingrain in young people, as soon as they're of driving age, important skills. No texting while driving, pay close attention while driving, no talking on the phone while driving unless you're using a Bluetooth device within your car. But we know that it's very important that we work together as a region to do everything we can to ensure that drivers are as safe as possible.
We share the roads, and we have the same characteristic of problem, which is speeding, which is distracted driving, which is in some cases impaired driving, and talking on the cell phone, etc. So these are issues that are intrinsic to our region, and we want to address them in a way that we can change the culture. The Driving Home campaign is for everyone. It's for every road. It is not specific to any one area. We have a regional issue with driving culture, and we need to change that. So that's really the focus. We've seen these shifts occur when people are educated. And once you're educated, you start educating other people. We know that this cultural shift is going to start probably with students. So we have started our focus there. That's not where it ends, but we've definitely started the focus there to get a groundswell. Once they're educated, they're going to educate the rest of us.
We need to know what you think. Increase the driving age. Yes, it will make a difference because it's like some teenagers have cars, so it's like they be trying to show off, and you can show off at the wrong time and get into an accident because I've seen it happen plenty of times.
So on behalf of my other peers, we would like to disagree with their statement. Increasing the age isn't going to do anything because adults get into accidents too. And most of the accidents are probably adults because more adults are driving. So by increasing the age, not really going to do anything.
I know that when I am driving, I am not just responsible for myself, but for others in the car with me and everyone else on the road. Everyone's safety, including my own, will be my priority.
Driving at home is what we all need to do. To learn more, please go to drivingathome.us.